There are many places on Earth. We found many places. We looked at many places. We thought everything was already known. But there is a big map, and right in the middle of it, there is an empty point. Point Nemo. This place is very far, very quiet, very alone. So alone that even the closest land is 2,688 kilometers away. Sometimes there is no one on the ground, but astronauts circling in the sky are closer to this point than anyone on Earth. So there is no one beside you. Only the people above you in space are closer. Even this shows how different this place is. The reason Nemo is so far away is because it sits in the very center of the great ocean. Huge waters move around it. Currents travel everywhere, but they don't want to move through this place. The currents bring nothing here. That's why there are no fish, no life. It is a very quiet area. There are only a few tiny living things. That is why people call it the desert of the ocean. Even microphones usually find no sound at all. No schools of fish, no corals, no giant sea creatures. It's like the ocean forgot how to live here. So Nemo is empty, both in location and in life. This empty place was eventually used by humans for something else. It became a trash site for space. Yes, you heard that right. Satellites, unused equipment, and huge space vehicles falling back to Earth are dropped right here. Because there is truly no one around, no ships pass by, no fishermen come. Life is almost zero. The people working in space see this place as a perfect trash can. More than 140 satellites and spacecraft have been dropped into the ocean here. The most famous one is the large Mir space station. It circled Earth for years, and then in 2001 it fell right into Point Nemo. Hundreds of metal pieces still sit in those dark waters. But trash isn't the only interesting thing about this place. There is another strange event here, the bloop. In 1997, America recorded a huge underwater sound. Microphones heard it at the same time. At first, they thought it could be the sound of an animal. But the sound was so big, even the blue whale, the largest animal on Earth, cannot make a sound like that. No known creature can. And the location of this powerful sound was very close to Point Nemo. This event was talked about everywhere, online and in science. Some people thought it was the sound of a massive sea creature. Some said it was a completely unknown deep-sea species. Some remembered Lovecraft's idea of Cthulhu. Years later, America said the sound came from breaking ice. But many people did not find this explanation satisfying because the frequency of the sound did not really match ice breaking, and the exact location was still unclear. So, the bloop became the biggest mystery around this lonely place. As always, these mysteries come from how far and unknown this point is. No trade ship goes through there. No fishermen, no tour ships. A ship must purposely change its direction to reach Nemo. That's why very few people have ever visited. And those who did all said the same thing. It feels like the rest of the world has disappeared. When you look at the horizon, you see no islands, no land, no ships, only a giant blue emptiness. A person feels completely alone here. Below the surface, it is even darker and a bit frightening. The ocean floor is 4,000 meters down. The pressure is enormous. Even a submarine could be crushed. There is no light. Everything is completely dark. In a few photos taken by deep-sea vehicles, you can only see metal pieces, a few tiny creatures, and a layer of mud. The human mind struggles to imagine what could live or exist in such darkness. Maybe unknown species, maybe strange structures, or maybe nothing at all. No one knows for sure. On top of all this, scientists mention another concern. The space trash falling here keeps increasing. In the future, this could become an environmental problem. For now, most of it is metal and burnt parts, but there's already a huge pile of debris at the bottom. Because of this, some researchers say cleanup missions may be needed one day. Today, Point Nemo is still the most unknown and most silent place on Earth. It is the graveyard of space machines. It is the source of strange underwater sounds. It is the emptiest corner of the ocean. No matter how big maps get, no matter how advanced technology becomes, the fact that such a huge nothing still exists surprises everyone. And that is what makes Point Nemo special. It reminds us that there are still things we do not know. The world is not completely discovered. And maybe the most important thing is this: even a silence can have a story.